All right, artists, welcome back. So yesterday we began to draw our hot air balloon. Today we are going to finish our drawing part and we're going to paint it. So yesterday we were reviewing the elements of art that we've learned so far this year. We've learned about lines, we've learned about shapes, we've learned about colors, cool colors, warm colors, primary colors, secondary colors, and then we learned about texture. So for today, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to paint our hot air balloon. Now I noticed that I still don't have a basket to my hot air balloon. I haven't forgot about it. I'm just going to add that last because I'm going to use something else to create it. So let's go ahead and begin today by painting our hot air balloon. So I'm going to be using watercolors today. Remember, if you don't have watercolors, you can always use markers and just add water to them. And while you're doing this, I'd like you to remember some of those color families. So for example, maybe in this space where my swirly lines are, I'm just going to use cool colors to paint that area. So I'll use cool colors in one. Maybe I'll do Roy G. Biv in another. Maybe I'll try secondary colors or primary colors. Have some fun experimenting with the color families that you know. All right, friends. Now I'm going to let that hot air balloon area dry, and now I'm going to take some time to paint my sky. So when I paint my sky, you'll remember yesterday I put white oil pastel throughout my artwork. So that means today, when I go over it, those white clouds will show up. So I'm going to take some time to do that now using my colors of the sky. So I'm going to use my blues together. And there's one of my clouds appearing that you couldn't see until I added watercolor. All right, friends, so I'm going to let this dry, and I'm going to set it to the side, but the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to make the basket that's going to go on my hot air balloon. So I'm actually going to use some cardboard. Now, you could use any type of cardboard that you might have at your house. You could use a cereal box, or if you didn't have anything, you could even use another piece of paper to draw it and then glue it on. But since I have some extra cardboard, I'm actually going to create my basket out of this shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a rounded edge square. So you'll notice that my edge is curved at the bottom instead of pointy. And when I do that, and I cut it out, it will fit perfectly in my hot air balloon. But before I do that, I want to add some texture. So I'm going to take my oil pastels and I'm going to use my brown and my black. And I'm going to make some crisscross marks across my artwork. So I'm going to take my brown and just draw some crisscross lines, and you'll notice the texture up here from the cardboard. And then I'm going to do the opposite direction but with black. You can do this a couple of times to get more and more texture. The more texture you add, the more realistic it looks, especially when you're using cardboard, because you get that kind of basket look. All right, friends. So the last step is to glue this on, but my painting is wet. So I'm going to wait until my painting dries, and then I will glue it on right at the bottom, and I'm all done. If you wanted to be extra fancy, you could even cut out a picture of yourself and tuck it into the basket to make it look like you are flying away in your hot air balloon. All right, artists, I will see you later this week to complete our final art project of the year. I'll see you then.